Since we all love RPGs, the real reason we're on this channel, right? I thought, let me give you my top 5. And while we're at it, why don't you give me your top 5 in the comments below? So let's kick it off with number 5, and that is Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR. This is the granddaddy of them all. BioWare kicked off their new format of third-person RPGs with semi-turn-based combat, and the rest, for good or ill, is history. KOTOR gave us everything we wanted: characters, story, and gameplay. And lightsabers. Oh man, how nice it was when you could finally ditch those vibro swords. And like I said, characters. This game was designed around that Star Wars story. The gameplay, well, maybe it wasn't quite up to par even back then, but I can forgive an awful lot, from graphics to gameplay, when I really enjoy the story. And to top it off, they had everything from +1s and +2 modifiers on stats and hardware, weapons, and various abilities. There isn't much this game didn't have. Now, it doesn't hold up very well today, and depending on your hardware, you might not even be able to play it. That B-roll you're watching right now, that's from the Steam version, no modifications, and it looks a little suspect, that's putting it mildly. Can't do any resolution changes. Capturing this was a time sink that I really didn't expect. And for me, every so often, the keyboard just stops working on the movement keys. Some folks have no problems, others just have a world of hurt. Still, if it runs and you can get past that opening clunkiness of the Endar Spire, and the fact that in any dialogue your PC is waving their weapons around and whoever they're talking with is doing the exact same, and other oddities, this is still one of the coolest Star Wars games ever made. Number 4 for me is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. This game has atmosphere crawling out of every orifice. And if you've played this game, tell me you don't hear wow, 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 wow right now constantly running through your head. Troika may have bundled some of the technical bits here, but they nailed it when it comes to the story and the characters you talk to. Personally, I love the Malkavian playthrough. Now, I know it's not really proper World of Darkness, but still, downtown Los Angeles talking to a stop sign, man, that's just fun. And you have such cool side characters like Fat Larry, that's P-H-A-T, and can you beat being a Ventrue with that cool long coat they have? That said, not everything holds up, and the graphics aren't great, even though Wesp 5 is just doing a bang-up job still modding this game, and the footage here is from the latest unofficial patch with all the mods he's got. And yes, I'm using a mod that makes my Malkavian female not look like a stripper, but she still can't dance. It's too bad. We'll probably never get a Bloodlines 2. Now, number 3, here's a little game that I don't know if anybody's actually heard of. Star Wars The Old Republic. Yep, one of the mainstays of this channel. How in the world do you beat 8 separate class stories? Even the Trooper class story. The characters and story haven't quite held up to that quality, but there's still some hope that they might get better. Even so, I would have no problem playing through any of those class stories again. Lordy, I've got 40-some characters at this point. Now, coming in at number 2 could quite very well come in at number 1 at some point in time, and that's Baldurs Gate 3. Why do I put him at number 2? Well, I haven't finished it yet, so I guess there's something that could certainly make me go, bleh, this thing's a piece of crap. But the real reason is my number 1 pick is just that good. But anyway, Baldurs Gate 3 pretty much has everything you want. You have a story driven around your character and your character's circumstances. You have a party with you that have their own stories and react to your story. The world reacts to you. You have outstanding visuals. To top it off, you've got all those D&D 5e-ish rules and dice rolls. Honestly, as time goes by, I have a feeling this might take over the number 1 spot. And number 1, Dragon Age Origins. So 3 of my top 5 are from BioWare, a once great studio that has fallen into serious disrepair, and Tor isn't even made by them anymore. But still, DAO is the best of the best in my opinion right now. It is driven by the PC story. You have those beautiful origin stories. Was there a better way to suck a player into the game than those origin stories? Even the Dalish Elf was pretty cool, and I thought that was the weakest of them all. Do the graphics look super awesome today? No, they don't. But the number of dialogue choices you have, the varied characters, just the interface itself is almost perfect. Like I said, this game and Baldur's Gate 3 are very similar. DAO gets top honors because of those origin stories. Just your character interactions and the romances say you can do. Heck, you can get jilted in DAO. Don't know if that happens in Baldur's Gate. It might, but no spoilers. Would I play this again? Certainly. It's just a fun game to play. I've gone start to finish with this game many times. The DLCs, not so good. Typical BioWare, the initial game is great, everything coming after it is so-so to garbage. So do you agree, disagree? KOTOR, VTMB, Tor, BG3, and DAO. All of these games revolve around your character, choice, dialogue, and some cool mechanics. What are your top 5? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.